It's already the end of the month. This feels like it was one of the longest months, but also one of the shortest months. Not shortest, but it felt long but short, you know? I'm looking back at these books and I'm like, I swear I read this like last month, but I read them this month. And I can officially say that I'm out of my reading slump. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, and if you already know what kind of video this is, I'm going to show you guys what I read in July. I actually don't have my August TBR on here because I haven't created a TBR yet, but it's going to be for a separate video, so that will be filmed tomorrow. I read 7 books this month. Can we get a round of applause, please? Round of applause for me. I feel like this is the most books I've read in such a long time in a month. Technically 6 as of right now, but the 7th one I am finishing tonight. It is still July. I am finishing it. Well, I'm finishing it today because I know I can get it done easy peasy. We're just gonna jump right into it. You guys know how this works. So the first 2 books that I read is part of the maddiereadss series, which is, I forgot what the books are called. All the Lies and Painted All Red. Those were the last 2 books in the maddiereadss series that I had to read, and I rated, I think, both of them 4 stars. The first 3 books in this series are honestly my absolute faves, and then the last 2, they're really good, but not as good as the first 3. I don't know, it just feels very different, but it was still good. I love Lana and Logan so much. They are just one of my favorite couples ever. They just work so well together, including them working together on like cases and all that. Well, not really working together, but you know, she points stuff out and he's like, oh, you're right, you know. I obviously, for this book, support women's wrongs 1,000,000% in this book. If you do love Criminal Minds and Dexter, I would highly recommend reading this. It definitely is a mix of both of them because you've got FBI's solving a case, and then you also have a serial killer who only kills bad people. The next book that I read, I actually have a reading vlog on this book, so you can go check it out if you want to. It is, I think it's spoiler free. I know people are going to be so disappointed in me for this one, but it is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This book follows a girl whose father had passed away and he decides to give her his beach holiday house. She goes there. She's also a writer, and so she's trying to work on a new book, but she has a writer's block. And then she finds out that her rival lives next door to her at this beach house, and so they decide together, because they're both having a writer's block, that they would swap genres and write their stories and all that. She writes romance and he writes sci-fi, so they swap and they go on a bunch of dates and all that to get, you know, the experience and some ideas for the book or books, and it just goes from there. I did give this book 3 stars. Actually, I'm not gonna be sorry that I rated it 3 stars because it's my own opinion, my own taste in books. But I did really enjoy Emily Henry's writing. I think her writing is beautiful. I just didn't get much of the beach vibes at all. For some reason, I don't know. I think they only went on the beach like once, and that was it. Didn't really enjoy the dates, mainly because I feel like it was explained, but not as much as I would have wanted. I would have loved to see a bit more of the dates. The connection between Jen and Gus for me just wasn't there at all. They could be friends, I can see that kind of connection, but them together in a relationship, I don't see. I just couldn't. I really tried to find a connection between them. It was just like little bits in the book. I was like, oh, they could have a connection, but just didn't. It didn't work for me, and I feel so upset that I couldn't find it, and I really wanted to love them together. January was just a little bit too annoying for me. Gus was cute. I really did like him. I know that he's obviously a closed up person, and so I could see why he didn't really want to talk much, but also January kept pushing him and that irritated me. But he's cute, you know. There are just things that he does in this book that is cute. That's why it's a 3 star. Sorry but not sorry to disappoint people, you know, if you were expecting me to love the book, because I know so many people love the book. I will definitely try and read more of Emily Henry's books and see, you know, which ones I love, because I have seen people have a love-hate relationship with her books. There's some books that they don't love of hers, and also others they do, so we're gonna see. I'm so excited to talk about these next 2 books. These are the first 2 books in a series, and I'll start with the first book because I can actually talk about this one. But it is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. If you know me, I loved the Inheritance Games. This book was, I'm pretty sure it was the first series she ever wrote. I'm pretty sure, because this came out in like 2013. This book slash series is about a group of teenagers that get recruited for this little program that the FBI has for teenagers that have these special abilities that can help the FBI with solving cases, whether it's cold or it's open cases. In this program, they have 5 teenagers. The first one, who is Cassie, who is the main character in this book, and she's a profiler. Then you have Dean, who's also a profiler. Sloane can read statistics and is like Spencer Reid, literally. Like, she can spit out facts like him, and it's great. Then you have Michael, who can read emotions, and then you have Leah, who can see lies and also tell lies. I rated this book 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. It was so enjoyable. This series is very fast paced and it's just so good. I love it. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing. This book just didn't feel like a full 5 stars. That's why it doesn't have that extra 0.5. It is still really good, and these teens can do so much more than the FBI, I'm not gonna lie. It's just, the FBI is really lacking. It's also very fun to go along with these cases, because as someone who watches Criminal Minds, I just love being like, yeah, that's overkill. And then you have, like, you know, just all this stuff, looking at the victims and seeing like the way that they were killed and all that. Yeah, it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. And then I obviously read the second book, which is Killer Instinct, and I rated this one 4 stars. It was really good. It is fast paced, but there are just some scenes in this book that just bored me just a little bit. It was still very enjoyable. I loved it. I forgot to mention as well, it does have a love triangle in this series. Jennifer Lynn Barnes always does it so well. I really don't care who she ends up with by the end of the series. I really don't. She can end up with either one of them and I'll just be like, yay! Like, I'm so happy. One last thing, each book does actually focus on different characters in the book. So this one is focusing on Cassie, this one focuses on Dean, and then I'm not sure who the next 2 focus on. But we'll see what happens when I read it. The next book that I read definitely felt like summer vibes. So much more summer vibes than beach read, and that is The Summer of Broken Rules. I actually read this for Sarah Caroli's Patreon book club thing, and I didn't think I would get to this book because it was completely sold out when I went to go buy it after she had announced that this book was going to be the month. This book was going to be the book for July, and I was so sad. But then I bought it on my Kindle because it was just a little bit, tiny bit cheaper. This book is about a girl named Meredith, and she had recently lost her sister, and they had stopped going to this little vacation place that they usually go to with family. A year later, they go back to Martha's Vineyard, which is the holiday place that they usually go to, and Meredith's cousin is actually getting married there. And they decide, as a tradition kind of thing, for the wedding that they would do a game of assassins, which is a tradition, and Meredith's sister Claire was always the winner, and so she decides to try to live up to her sister and win the game for her, and she decides to form an alliance with one of the groomsmen for this game, and the rest is history. I'm not going to say too much about this book. I thought it was such a cute idea to play assassins. Like, it sounds like so much fun. I don't have a big enough family to, you know, go and hang out with everyone and play a game of assassins. I loved this book. It was so good. I rated this book 4.25 stars. Meredith and Whit work so well together and they're just so funny. It was so great to see. The family as well is amazing. They're all so great. The only reason this book is not a 5 stars is because this book takes place in a span of a whole entire week, and it just wasn't enough for me to completely love Meredith and Whit together, because it's a week. I know people can like fall in love in a week and all that, but it just wasn't enough for me to see. It was still fun, it was still great. Also, the PDA I did not like. I don't know, if I saw that in person, I'd just be like, yeah, no. Still cute together. I would highly recommend. It made me want it to be summer. The last book that I read, that I'm actually currently reading, I'm reading it on a Kindle Unlimited, but then I also bought the physical copy because I wanted to read the physical copy, but then I was like, you know what, I'll start it on my Kindle. Let me get my Kindle out. Also, do you love my pop socket? I just got it last week. Look how cute it is. It's so cute. I love it, and it just like fits, you know, with my theme of fantasy and dragons because I love it. I am currently reading and will be finishing today Out on a Limb. This is a very unpopular opinion. I actually really enjoy this trope. It just has to be done well. This book has the pregnancy trope in it. I know people are like, oh my god, not pregnancy. No, I don't want to read it. No, 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 no. Please give this book a chance, okay? It is friends to lovers, forced proximity, obviously the pregnancy trope. There's the banter trope. Is that really a trope? It's just banter. You know, they have really good banter. There was a one night stand at this Halloween party that the main character's friend hosts, and obviously she gets pregnant, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say, because that's really all it is. I'm currently I'm currently 225 pages into this book. Win and Bo, oh my god, I love them. I love them so much. They are in second place in my favorite couples. First is still Archer and Bree, but this book is coming close to Archer's voice, and I love Archer's voice. Oh yes, I'm so stupid and I hate that I didn't say this, but this book does have disability representation, so it just made the book so much more better, because I really don't see a lot of books these days with disability representation. I think the most other recent one I've read is Fourth Wing that does have disability representation in it. So good. I love the writing. I love Win. I love Bo. Bo, oh, he's a massive walking green flag. There is no red flags in here. Not even like the tiniest one right now, and I know it'll stay this rating unless something like really bad happens and I'm like, oh no, but it is 5 stars. Probably the best book that I've read this month. Not probably, it is the best book that I have read this month. It's taken me just a little while to read this book, but I just think after reading all those books, I'm just a tiny bit burnt out, but still am wanting to read this book like every second of the day. And the best friends in this book, they are so funny. I love it. There's also an ACOTAR reference. Well, not a reference. Yes, a reference. There's an ACOTAR reference in here, because the best friend of Win is a reader. I love this cover as well. It is so freaking cute. Also, if you have a Kindle and you don't want to buy the physical book because it is a bit pricey, but I still bought it anyways, the book is on Kindle Unlimited, so you can go and borrow the book right now and read it. There is nothing bad about this book, and someone does find something that is bad as well, I'm like, shh, no, I don't see anything. No, I am blind to anything negative in this book. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. This month was a pretty good month, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it was a fun month, had some really great reads, and I hope I can read, I would say read around the same amount next month. I definitely won't get to like 10 books or anything, unless all the books are like extremely short or fast paced and I'm enjoying it so much that I'll fly through it like very quickly. I doubt that'll happen, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff that you hopefully know how to do. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!